hot work. For example, welding, cutting, grinding, sandblasting, tractors are we are using inside the live plant, mobile, mobile. Okay. For this purpose, if we want to use the mobile inside the plant, at that time also we require a hot work permit. The hot work activities, there is a chance of fire. By this reason, always, if we are starting any hot work activity, we must be assigned a one person as a fire watchman. Without fire watchman, we cannot start any activity. Now we are showing to you in our class because the Mr. Ali, he is today as a hot worker. Hot work he is doing here as a welding, cutting, grinding, or sandblasting, or if he is a tractor starting to there in the plant, or he want to use a mobile inside the plant, then this person is responsible to what's he do, what's the protection he requires. First, he must be take a one person who is holding a this fire extension with him. If any type of activity, grinding, cutting, welding, or sandblasting, he needs a one person who is also continue watching to him for the fire activity. If there is a chance of fire, immediate that person can take action. And the fire watchman is responsible to reduce the hazards of fire. First, when they are starting this type of hard work activity, they must be put a barricade more than 10 meters. They put a barricade, means more than 30 foot, 34 foot, 32 feet. They must be covered to that area. And then after that, they can start a activity because they must be barricade to that area. If this is not possible to put a barricade, then they have other thing because they can use to that area fire blanket. Okay, they cover to that area properly. Okay, they have some welding work, for example, in this area, and they cannot put up 15 meter or 11 meter space because there is some equipment or some people they are working to there. Then they are putting to around this activity. They can cover to this all area by fire blanket. A fire blanket have a resistance to fire and it cannot start the it cannot spark and heats and flames also not going to outside. By this purpose, we are putting up fire blanket and covering to that area if we cannot arrange the barricades. Clear now? And sometimes the spark and lights also disturbing to others. For this purpose also we can use the fire blanket. Sometimes we are working at the height. If we are going to anywhere for the work, what we do there, first we check front, back, right, left, up and down. Then after that we can start activity. For example, we are working to upside and there is a structures, the people walking to under that area or some equipments are there, some materials, chemicals are also fuels may be there. For this purpose, we need to this type of fire blanket. We can put to under that area fire blanket because we are working to there. Some sparks maybe can come to ground. By this purpose, we put to under our activity. We must be covered to this all area and put the fire blanket. Then after that, we can start activity because we don't know there is something. And upside, if there is a spark or heat, this affecting to some material or some equipment, then we keep to this cover upside. Right side, if we have some hazards, we put the right side, left side, front side, like this. We cover to these all things in the plant. Sometimes we have a limited area. That area we must be make the proper this system. And open area also sometimes because this we need a good quality. The mechanical people if we want to good quality of that building, sometimes we are making the pipe joining or something. At that time, also we cover to this area for what purpose? Because we must be stopped to interference of the wind. If too much wind is coming to there, this is also disturbing to our layer, welding layer. For this purpose, we must be covered to this all area, and then we stop to interference of the dust, winds, and these all things. For this purpose, we also make the same shelters, and then we put by fire blanket because spark also not going to outside and inside also not coming to any dust or anything. For this purpose, that line, especially in pipeline, gas line, when we are joining to there, we must be arranged to these things. But for the person who is welding to that area, if we bound and covered to this area, then also how we breathe. For this purpose, we have some system for breathing purpose, mask, respirator. See, this type of respirator we are using to there is a filter left, right, and these filters are there. The person inside the hard hood, he can wear to this type of respirator, and then he can breathe from there to there. And the other thing, if the person is working to there that area, they first must be checked to that environment. They use the gas tester for that area because we check the what is the oxygen level, what is the carbon dioxide in this area, and other also IQS, how much ratio. Then from we are starting a welding activity before we must be take a test. If sometime LEL level is very too much high, that area we must be first arrange to these all things. Then after that we can proceed to our activities. And respirator is very important for the mental people, otherwise they are affecting to their lungs. For this purpose, we use to proper respirator for this purpose. If grinding time, we are grinding to some parts or job we have to there. First, grinding, we must be checked to what is the safety of the grinder. We must be tie his disc and properly use the proper tools and holes, double insulation, GFCI, we check with this. Then after that, when you are using a grinder, there is a guard, okay, safety guard, because this disc, our hand cannot reach to there in the disc. We are get the protection for ourselves. If the disc broken to there in the grinder, this is not coming to us. This is going to in forward way, not coming back. By this purpose, we are putting a guard to there. We cannot remove the guard from the grinder. And dead man switch is very important for the grinder. If we are using this grinder, we must be use the dead man switch. Otherwise, this one is one continuity switch. There is also we push the pin, then after that continue that grinder is working. That switch we must be disabled. Manufacturer come into this, but this is the standard. We not allowed to use continuity switch because why? Because if the person is fell down and grinder is continue running to there, maybe this grinder cannot stop and then after it kill the people. By this purpose, only we use the dead man switch, same like trigger. When we press, grinder is working. If we fell down, we stop, and then after that we stop. This one is not affecting, not damage to anything. For this purpose, dead man switch we use to there. And the other thing for the welding, when we start any welding activity, there is we can first check the all hold, all cables, holders, machines, proper grounding for our plants, and how much current we need. These all things we check to there. The other thing, the standby man standing also near to this area, nearly 15 feet, because easily he can access. And always when they start the works, the standby man never move from that area. He cannot work with any other activity. He must be watched to that area because he is not going to there for some material bringing or some other works. He is not busy to farm man any other activity. He always watch, look, and check what is the environment, what is the position. Always the fire watchman, for example, Mr. Umar today he is working as a fire watchman, and he always keep his fire extension with him and near to his access, very short with the fire extension. Mostly, if he see that something is very dangerous, he hold the fire extension there. Otherwise, he wait for the case of emergency, immediately take and start. When fire start in the bottom line, at that time easily we can control that fire because mostly 6 kilo fire extension we are holding at the site. Sometimes 10 kg we are holding to there. Easily one person he can hold and use to there. And at the bottom line in the starting time, easily we can kill the fire. But if the fire increase and fire reach to a very big flame, at that time we need the only firefighting team. This proper team we need that. Then fire watchman always he have the supervisor number, manager number, fire department number, emergency numbers, all number the fire watchman he know. Then we assign to this person, we are putting his name in the permit. Especially one person, only signature, this permit receiver issued, we are writing his badge number and signature only. The person, we are writing a name at the permit, only fire watchman. And if fire watchman going to somewhere, then we replace with the fire watchman. If fire watchman is not there, that anybody can stop the work because fire watchman is very important and very responsible person for the hard work activity.
Yes.
Please hold the fire.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
In any type of artwork, fireman should be stand or
Yes.
present here. In any type of work.
Any type of
Hard
hard work, we need a fire watchman. Because there is a basic chance of fire. By this reason, we say this is a hard work. The hard work means there is a chance of fire. If there is chance of fire, we need the fire watchman. Without fire watchman, we did not proceed to there.
Sir, let us assume if 5 to 10 people working together in
Yeah.
hard work area, and they are also doing hard work, like some are doing cutting, some are doing drilling, welding.
Yeah,
Sir, I have a question. For example, 10 to 15 people are working hard work area,
yeah.
and they are different job. Like some are doing welding, some are doing cutting. So how many people? How many fast work?
How many activity you have, hard work activity, there's you need the fire watchman.
No, so how many fire watchmen required? How many?
How
Just
many
one
activities
man?
there? No, not a one.
For single activity,
Yes,
one man required
one
for
man.
single.
Yes, each activity needs a fire watchman.
If we do our
If they are
4
cutting,
activities, then we
need
definitely
more.
require 4 watchmen.
Yes, 4 activity, 4 watchmen, fire watchmen. In the one time, if they have a one activity, okay, welding, then this person staying with the welding. Welding stop, then after that start the cutting, then this person going to there, okay, it's okay. If the cutting finish, sandblasting start, this person can go to there. But if the 4 activities continue running in the one time, then 4 watchmen we need to do. Because there's separate activity, separate fire watchmen.
काम जब खत्म हो जाते हैं बिल्डिंग वगैरह
Sorry,
when work close
yeah. After 30 minutes, the fire watchman can leave that area. He must be stay there 30 minutes. Why? Because all people they are going to back, but
Yes, sir.
fire watchman still there. Maybe his vehicle also went from that area, but fire watchman must be stay there. Why?
Because some sparks are still alive in underground.
वो check the tools the equipment surface is hard chances of fire
Because when they are welding to that area, and that job is the hard at that time. Maybe other people they are coming, they are bringing the, some gasoline,
yes sir
and they can leave to there. They don't know there is a hard line.
line
And they take a fire. Otherwise, sometime, our people, for example, they went here in this area. Okay? And then coming the Mr. Bilal. Okay? He came now, but they finished the job. They did a welding here. And after that, Bilal, he is a very lazy person. Sometimes he's coming and he can sit there.
Bond is
What
bond.
happening with him? What's happening with him?
Bond is
Yeah,
bond,
he's-
sir.
It
He's
means
not able to
this one is finished.
This means he loses buds.
Yes, now he is
He
finished.
lost his buds.
Because why he sitting there? Yeah. Because he sit in a hard job, because there is no fire watchman. If fire watchman is there, his responsibility to stop, nobody allowed to go.
Don't say that.
No, but, no. Why not? You must be stopped when don't come near to that hard job. This one is basic.
These are technical things, sir.
Yeah. We always keep to mind the fire watchman must be stay half hour.
Half
If
hour.
the job is hard, then fire watchman is responsible, don't move. But mostly in the half hour, this one is also coming in cool position. Then they all heats, everything is normal. Then after that, they are bringing material, no problem. But before this, before 30, this is an international standard. In the Stara standard, 1 hour.
Okay, 1 hour.
Yes.
Must stay after.
Stay after the job
Finish the
finishes.
work.
But in the international standard, half hour. Aramco standard, half hour. But in Sudara, more than this, 1 hour. 1 hour. And now the other thing, if we have any hard work activity, during this hard work activity, we must be continue in the contact our supervision and the supervisor and all competent person, they are staying with them. And for the hard work checklist also before starting, we must be filled. We checked all equipment, all jobs, everything, then after that we can proceed to this activity. For sandblasting, the person in the sandblasting also have a heat to there. We always check to that area, environment, that person who is working to there, we must be challenged because they are wearing the full suit and there is too much heat, and we also rotate to that guy. And these are activities regarding the hard work. The fire watchman is very important. The person fire watchman have a too much responsibility. He care to this all area. If the area is safe, then we are all safe. Otherwise, fire watchman is lazy or he is not properly attending, giving a full time to that area. He is not covering to properly workers. Then this one is very dangerous zone. By this reason, fire watchman properly competent, healthy, clever, and he is getting a proper training. After that, he is getting a card. He passed the exam. Then after that person, we are signing as a fire watchman. Without fire watchman, we cannot start any activity. But fire watchman also have a qualification about the fire watchman. He's getting proper training certificate. Then after that, he can work as a fire watchman. And the foreman or supervisor who is working with them, for example, this is a foreman. If he is working with them, he is getting proper training, proper certification for hard work, proper all people, the crew members, all helpers, workers, these all people, they are getting a proper training for hard work. Then after that, they can work with them. And foreman or supervisor, he is responsible to continue watch to them, support to them, and give the proper rest system because the people they check the which type of foam, smoke or fume or something. If there's some hazard or something, must be for supervisor. He is providing to this facility, and especially in that area, he is arranging the welfare facility, the washroom, drinking station, heat shelter. These are things supervisor is responsible to provide to them. Okay, and now basic responsibility of the all activities, the permit issuer and receiver, they are responsible for these all activities. The supervisor sometimes he is a permit receiver. The receiver always stay with them. Without receiver in Aramco side, nobody can work. And receiver is responsible if they are not using a proper PPE, proper tools, properly they are not working. The receiver can stop to them. He can place in the Aramco side all responsibility going to receiver. But sometimes without this, they also maybe their company crew, they sometimes doing a shortcuts. For this purpose, always we are assigning a safety officer, HSE officer. And always the safety officer, he is watching to these all qualification, checking their documents, their activities. He is making a proper checklist for the hard work activity. And he is observing to receivers, foreman, project manager, everything. If he is seen to something is not well, properly they are not doing, or they are doing some mistake, a person is not properly trained, he is not healthy, today he is sick, I have some tension, he has some family problem, at the side he is not present there, and he must be catched to them, he can replace to them, also he can advise and he can check to them why not their people present in the job and why they are not properly giving a proper attention to that job. For this purpose, the HSE team, HSE officer, he is always observing to them. Without his permission, they cannot do anything. If they have some problem, they can contact with the HSE observer or HSE officer. How we can do this activity. If he is giving advice properly, if he don't understand something, he can contact with his supervisor, and the supervisor answered, he can contact with the project manager, the HSE manager, like this. But they must be give the proper support to each other because they have all people, they have a same goal. They want to work without any loss, without any accident, without any incident. By this purpose, they all have a same goal, and they are always covering to each other. They are giving support to each other. By this purpose, we are making a this crew, and everybody they understand which type of fire, the fire, especially the fire watchman, he know the which type of fire and which type of fire extension. If there's electrical thing, he can use to CO2. Okay, and if they have the combustible material, another material, there is a 4 type of grass chemical powder they can apply to there. If they need to some waters, they can put to water fire extinguisher. Okay, fire extinguisher, not of this water, but I'm giving example on. But which type of fire they can apply to their that type of fire extinguisher. Hard work have any question, then please ask because the people, competent people in front of you, the welder is there, the fire watchman is there, for supervisor and safety belong to HSE. This one from hard work, they people they have experience. If you have any question, you ask to them.
Sir, I have a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
The supervisor and the HSE manager should remain stand during all the work has done or just come
Visit. The safety officer, he can visit this area, other
One
side,
is
because,
inspection and go for the
yes,
another
other
one.
side, other HSE person.
Same like supervisor?
No, if he is a permit receiver, he must be stay with the crew.
Okay.
He must be stay with
Until
the
the work
crew.
is done.
Yeah, yeah.
For petroleum fire or gasoline fire, which one exactly will this normally will be used?
Then we put to their, this one, foam tank. Yeah, yeah. Anybody, everything you understand now? After that, I'm asking about the hot work. If you have some question or something, then please ask now. Later on, I'm asking to you. Use to that side, back side. Yeah,
Sit there, there.
yeah, okay.
सर सुपरवाइजर एंड जो होता है दूसरा सुपरवाइजर फायरमैन वो खड़ा रहेगा जब तक वर्क खत्म नहीं होता जस्ट
This is a important thing. The fire watchman continue staying there. He cannot leave to that side, and there is a not sitting place.
सर सुपरवाइजर
He can replace with the fire watchman. Fire watchman can replace to fire watchman. Standby man can replace to standby man. He cannot stay. The other person who is a project manager or engineer or anybody cannot stay. But if the person is qualified, attended the fire watchman training, that person can replace him.
Sir, for sandblasting. We are working for sandblasting, fire watchman.
Yes, also staying behind to them.
सर सुपरवाइजर क्या करेगा सुपरवाइजर
Supervisor, the receiver, permit receiver must be stay there. Supervisor, if they have a 2 activities, 3 activities, he can leave to 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, no problem. But permit receiver must be stay there.
परमानेंट रिसीवर सर फायरमैन होगा
No,
वो अलग होगा
receiver is other person.
कॉन्फाइंड स्पेस में तो वो होता है स्टैंड पे मैन होता है ना
No.
रिसीवर नहीं बोलते एंट्री
The
एंट्री
receiver, issuer and receiver, they have a proper training. They are getting a proper certificate, and then after that getting a permit receiver training. And then pass, and then after that they are receiving the permit. Yeah.
As a safety officer, I am giving you kudos because you have done very large out in this fire company. Because you lost this miscellaneous pen and this iron is not good for
Yeah.
hands.
This one, some clever people, they taken out from the pen. And when we search and we found, then we can fix it. Yeah. Anything,
सर
anybody,
एनी क्वेश्चन अबाउट आर्ट वर्क
hot work? In the hard work, always the person welding, when he is welding, he is using a hard wood. And they keeping inside clear glass. Same, take up sheet, yes. Yeah, this one. And same, this one, but harder, little bit coming more, and that one is not coming up, light inside. There is only 10 to 12 number glass is there. They can see it there. Inside clear glass and upside have a this type of sheet. Okay?
Sir, all type of electricity was included in hard work or not?
If the electricity is on power, breaker is not off, that activity is called hot work. If there is no power, no electricity, then cold work. Yeah. Clear? Cold work, everybody understand. Without heat, without flame, without spark, if there is no chance of ignition, that activity is called cold work. Okay?
So all work we consider in confined space are called hard work?
No.
Any work are in
No.
confined space?
No.
As per different situation?
Yes. If you are going inside the confined space for cleaning purpose, this one is cold work, it's okay.
Okay.
If we are changing some pipes, line, valve, we are opening, cold
We are
work.
just going for inspection or cleaning.
Yes,
These
cold
are
work,
called
cold work.
And if we
But
are doing welding. and
welding
something like
inside, then
that,
hard
are
work.
hard work. As per situation.
Yes. Simple thing. Yes, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Now the work will be.
आप खत्म हो गया इंटरव्यू आप